Hey everybody, so we're back here with you from Hood Time Welding. So today is a pretty easy project in one aspect of we're doing part of it here at the shop. The other part we're going to be doing at the customer's house because it's a lawnmower deck. One of my favorites. But yeah, people like their lawnmower decks and that. So what happened was this is on the side, and I don't know what kind of control arm this is, but it's got a lot of tension on it. And so you have the weld around the base of this. Then the only other place they welded it is one little spot here. Right here, they had a cutout for the other piece to slot into it so that when they were fitting it, it could fit together all right and make it easier for fitting and welding. So what happened was, I don't know if you can see that really well, but this twisted. So we're going to have to straighten that, and then it just busted out of the deck. So what we're going to do is just clean this up on this side, straighten this, and when we put it back on, we'll weld all the way down, weld around on both sides, and then we might actually even put a little gusset in to just strengthen this because there's a lot of torque on this. The other part to the job is an easy piece, and you can see the crack. When the customer was looking it over, he found this crack. This broke right out. So all we're going to do is we're just going to V this out, clamp it back down, weld it back in. Nothing hard about that. So we're going to get those two pieces done here. We're going to get that straightened out and ready to go. We'll get this done here. And then we'll be over to the customer's house, putting this piece back onto the deck itself. This deck is heavy. I went to look at it yesterday, and this thing is a beast. So, yeah, that's what we got for today. So, let's get started. So, you saw I got this piece straightened. It looks pretty straight to me. It's not perfect, but a lot better than it was. And then I went through, ground all the surfaces up that I'll be welding on. I ground this, and I got my I got a bevels on this, so that's all set to go. When we put it back together, I'm going to actually add this gusset you saw me cutting right back here because this seems to be that point where it's putting extra pressure on. So we want to give it a little extra strength back here, so we'll put this gusset in. On this piece, you saw me V it out or bevel it out. I left extra weld on because there's no reason to grind it down. It's not going to interfere with anything, and it gives it extra strength by leaving it on there. Plus, for some reason, this is a flex point, so why not give it a little extra strength? I don't know if you could saw real well on the back side, but on the back side, I back gouged it down into the weld and then threw a pass right in there. And again, I'm just leaving the weld on, so then that way it's got that extra strength. So Now that we got all that stuff prepared, the next step is to go to the customer's house, and we'll get working on that. Sorry. This piece is all done with. It just pins up that piece. I'll show you where it goes, and we'll get that ground up and ready to go, and we'll get that welded in. So let's get going to the customer's house. Hey everybody, so we're back today, finishing up this piece, the lawnmower deck. Customer actually cleaned it all for me, which I really appreciate. Got this piece all set up to get it down in here. Looks like she's going to fit it a little bit. It looks like we're going to have to do a little building up right here. I didn't realize there was a piece missing. But yeah, we got her all cleaned up. We're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and get her going. So let's go. So I decided to start out underneath here so you can see. You know, a lot of times I'll weld stuff from underneath. And this one, I decided not to because of the reinforcement on top. Plus, where the cracks were, I pretty much got mostly full penetration. The only one I didn't is this one here that's hidden underneath. But I figured I'd start out here so I didn't have to climb under. So now let's go to the top. So I got that one tied in. I put that extra bracket on like I was talking about. Got it welded all the way around. Sorry, trying to get the best angles. And yeah, I got this all welded up. Yeah, I know my vertical up isn't the greatest. I'm getting there. So right here, you can see it's extra wide, and what that is around the outside is where the crack was back out here. So I wanted to get that welded, but I wanted to tie that into this bigger plate. So that's what I did on both sides. And that, but yeah, that was a, let's get you turned around here. That was a nice little job. Nothing too hard about it. You know, everything lined up pretty decent. We had to do a little bit of trimming here and there, but nothing serious. But yeah, I thought that one came out well. So as usual, if you like my content, big thumbs up. Any comments or questions, you know I enjoyed them. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.